Okay, y'all, good morning, good morning. It's Friday morning, man. Another week. We've had a great week this week. Nothing broke. Everybody showed up with me and my guy. That's all it really takes. I used to think it takes the Army to do this stuff, but it really doesn't. Just got to have a couple of guys that, like me and Toby, to really knock it out. We're doing great, man. We have a lot of work that we're getting done, right? I know the video yesterday was a little untypical. I just wanted to show that part of what some of these customers think. And I like the lady, right? I really do. But you gotta stand firm in what what the expectations are. Just like they stand firm in what their expectations are on, the quality of and detail of what you do at their property. And that's important to them. Well, the same side of the coin is that's what's important to me too. This is not a customer wins or the contractor wins situation. It's really about trying to fortify your relationships without compromising your business plan, right? I don't particularly like doing her property, but that's really irrelevant. What I like and what I don't like and all that. None of that really even matters as long as they're paying. Coming up, so the Mexican restaurant, we're going to have to do a little more detail over there. They owe me from the last time, and I texted him yesterday, and he ain't responded. So we're gonna have to get them straight too. I have a problem with any customer that makes me have to chase a check. I don't want to chase the money. I don't want to. Well, just come on in the restaurant, man. You can get a check anytime. You go in there and they're not there. You don't see their car there, so you don't go in there. Next thing you know, 2 weeks done went by and I ain't got a check from the last time. I don't want to go up into a busy restaurant trying to get my check. I don't want to do all that. I don't want to take the time for that. I want them to have the check ready at the front desk there, or they could do a Zelle, a Venmo. I like the apps, even though sometimes some of the apps, the apps that I use are Cash App. I don't use that one as much as I do. Zelle's the number one because it's tied in with my bank account. Zelle, Venmo, Cash App, and then PayPal. Those are the 4 and of course I take a check or cash. So out of those 4 of the Cash Apps, apps, to be able to pay people, I don't see why I can't, just they do that with the app. Everybody has that. I pay people, contractors, with the apps all the time. I pay my guys with the apps all the time. So, Toby had a good week this week, though. And this is just in case some of the guys that are watching the channel that used to be out here, just to kind of show them what kind of money they could have been making if they just get all their off the field crap together. So, Toby made like $850 this week. And that number, and I'm not going to answer a bunch of questions about the pay and all that, but I'm just saying that number, and that's just to the guys that have worked out here with me before, that watch the channel, waiting on me to fumble. That's what they're doing. They're waiting on me to fumble. Some of the guys that have been out here, they mad because they ain't out here this year, and they think that because they thought that they was the shit and that I would never make a move. And well, you see, right? So I'm gonna make moves, man. I got to. I must. It's mandatory. So but to all those guys that say, oh, he don't pay worth a damn, or to the guys that have been out here in the past that didn't make that kind of money, and the reason they didn't make that kind of money is because they stressed me. You can't stress me and expect me to damn just write an open check, also, we're not working as hard, and we're getting everything done, and this is only his, second month out here, and we're getting everything done that I used to struggle to get done when I had Zach and some of the other guys out here. Not that Zach and some of the other guys out here are bad guys or nothing. They just are misguided, So, it's like, that's the kind of money that they could have been making out here. They could have, but they didn't, because they couldn't keep their crap together. Toby's making that kind of money, and he ain't been out here 2 months, and he's just now. We just scratching the surface of what he's really gonna be able to make, And we're not working. Keep in mind, we are not working past 2:30. We might have had the whole time Toby's been out here. We might have worked past 2:30 3 or 4 times, maybe. But the biggest factor is I'm not stressed. See, I'm not worried about somebody's coming to work. I'm not worried about if they got biscuit money. I'm not worried about they need their cash every day. I'm not worried about none of that dumb shit. The only thing I'm worried about is getting them to the first job. And the only thing that I'm worrying about is making sure there's fuel in the mowers, fuel in the truck, mix, all the things, and the machines are mechanically sound. Used to, I have to worry about that, all those things that normally you would have to worry about, and then the being their daddy issue too. So where they need money, they need this, they need that, they got issues, So we got work, and now it's just about timing. Now I got to start migrating some of these accounts to next week. Like, there's 2 from this week that I've already moved to next week. So that's 2 that we got moved over. And we'll try to keep doing it. Like the yards yesterday that we did, the route that we did yesterday, that I really need that route to be on Mondays, because that's how I was doing it for the last 3 or 4 years. I haven't been able to migrate them around yet, but I will. And one of the reasons why I haven't been able to is because of customers like the one I had on the phone yesterday. But I think, well, she understands where I'm at now. Now, there's a couple things that can happen here at this juncture in our relationship. She could be, well, how dare him? He's gonna leave me high and dry. How dare him? I'm gonna start reaching out and trying to find somebody, because it's just a matter of time before Ray quits. Or she conforms. Some customers just don't want to conform. Of course, when they're faced with nobody doing their yard and they got to go out and find somebody, they'll talk about how much they're going to conform. But it ain't done until it's done, And I know that her neighbor, which I've been doing that property since her son owned it, then he rented it out, and I've been doing that property since 2010 or 11, on and off. So, and I know that the neighbor has a little landscape business too, and he's been getting all the work that ain't the yard lawn, and he's been half-assed over there. So she may just go over next door and say, hey, how much you charge to start cutting this grass over here? She likes me and she wants to keep me, but she wants to, well, like I said yesterday, she wants to play some games with the timing and all, and I'm just not going to let it. We're going to nip all that in the bud this year. So, but 2 things going to happen. Either she's going to get right, or she's going to find somebody else. And the thing with most customers is they're not going to wait until once they see that I got in my head that I will drop them, and that they could be on the verge of getting dropped, then they'll be more proactive in trying to find somebody. Now, I know that she's not going to find a quality guy that is going to want to do that property and be accountable, reliable, and all that for the same money that I'm doing it for, as long as the timing and all. So let me do this one real quick, y'all. All right, y'all. So 11 o'clock, we're on about the 6th or 7th one. So like I was saying earlier today, you know, after the conversation I had with the lady yesterday, that it could go either way, and it went either way. I kind of got what I wanted anyway. So I just got a text from her, and like I said, customers start feeling a certain type of way, and you got to be able to predict some behavior, you know, a little bit to be able to prepare for things. So she texted me and said, "Good morning. Good morning, Ray. Based on our conversation yesterday, I did find a new yard guy. I thank you for all the work you've done in the yard over the years to make it look beautiful, and I wish you well." So that whole conversation I had with her yesterday, you know, was all a waste. Was a big waste. When at the end of the day, I knew that she was going to start looking for another lawn guy. I mean, you know, it's common sense, really. So, I mean, I'm good with it. I'm cool with it. I didn't want to continue to do it anyway. So, I got what I wanted out of it. Now, you know, whether he's going to be able to do it and make money at it, and you know, whoever she hires, but you got to be able to read people just a little bit, man. You ain't got to be a Mac Daddy at it, but you got to be able to kind of read between the lines. And I know, I've been doing this long enough to know that when you start having confrontations with customers, they look at it like, well, I don't have to deal with that guy if I don't want to. So that's basically what happened. And you hate to go there with the customer, but sometimes they force you to go there. She'll think twice before she puts the lawn man off. They ain't gonna put me off and me not say nothing. I'm done with that shit, man. But yeah, so lost the account, was gonna drop it. She talked me into not, and then see how tipsy top, you know, how, you know, 1 minute she wants you, 1 minute they don't. But it was all about the conversation that we had that y'all heard. She took that a certain type of way, and that's fine. If that's the way she wants to take it, that's cool. But you can't bank on customers like that, man. You just can't. And I don't. If I can't bank on the customer, then I don't want them. Just like if they can't bank on me to come do the property, they don't want me. I mean, you know, it's a two-way street, and I get tired of these customers thinking that it's a one-way street, that they're doing me a favor by letting me cut their freaking grass, man. Come on, dude. You ain't doing me no damn favor. I'm doing you a solid by doing the grass for money. And, you know, I feel like I'm doing my part in it, so at the end of the day, that's where I'm at. Anyway, I'm glad that she did that. Now, I'm going to respond to her, and I don't really know exactly what to say, but I'm going to respond to her. Thank you, blah, 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 blah. Just to try to, you know, I don't want no ill will or nothing, man, toward nobody, you know. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm pulling up over here to the 3 that we got right here. Toby ought to be at least halfway done with these by now. It's been a minute since I had to get a check and from 2 people, you know. Anyway, deuces.